What is up, guys? We're back. First and foremost, I gotta say huge shout out to you guys already buying the new merch. The merch store just dropped yesterday. You guys are already eating it up. Thank you, man. I love it. There's something so cool about the idea of you guys rocking different breed merch. Like selfishly, this idea of you guys rocking different breed merch in your respective hometowns. So very cool. Anyways, we got a couple cool videos, but the one we're going to watch, our main video, is from Achilles. 429th Brigade Achilles. From my understanding, it's drone, primarily a drone unit, maybe? Or they just have a really large drone capacity or element within that brigade. So we're going to watch that. It's going to be good. But I was looking, just doing my thing, searching the interwebs, and I saw one of my old coworkers here in Ukraine, somebody that I served with, is actually the master sergeant of a brand new foreigner unit. So I wanted to watch his little trailer and see what that was about. Also, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. We're on the road to 100,000 subs. I don't know why I do this every time, but I feel like it does something. Road to 100,000 subs, you guys. Help me blow this channel up. Send it to your mom, your sister, your brother, your daughter. Maybe your daughter. She might not like this content. Discord, link below. Jump in it if you're not. Don't miss out on that. And merch. Check out the merch, you guys. Link down below. Okay, we will, let's see what this new unit is.
Давай, дистанцию!
Sorry about that, it cut out. Let's see.
My name is Marco Tallarico, call sign Taras. I'm Master Sergeant of the Special...
Oh, dude, I'm right in the middle of the fucking screen. What am I doing? So, Taras, this is the guy I told you I worked with. Really cool guy, super smart, extremely experienced. Never had an issue with him personally, and even been on some positions with him. So I think he's a cool guy. So this is cool to see him doing this.
Operation Forces 31 Brigade of Falcon Group. So I'm in Ukraine since February 22, starting with the 5th SSO in Kiev, participating in the Battle of Kiev, Hostomel, and Irpin. Literally, I was coming to Ukraine to defend my friends, which was living in Kiev at that time. So we started from scratch to build a special forces unit. Later, I joined GOR, the military intelligence of Ukraine, which I was part of a special reconnaissance group with the Chechens and special purpose unit Obon. There we did a very good jobs by incursion to Russia, to Bryansk region, Belgorod region, and several other operations which are...
So just for a second, I want you to consider what he just said. Sabotage missions into Bryansk and Belgorod. That's DGR shit. Deep Reconnaissance Group, which is super, super cool stuff. So he says really casualty, like, yeah, no big deal. We just did this and this and this. Like, no, that's rad.
Confidential. Actually, now I'm in 31 Brigade, responsible for Falcon Group, for the special purpose detachment, which we have with us, which has two parts. One is Falcon Defense and one is Falcon Assault, Sturm, which makes reconnaissance and sweeping and counterinsurgency, which is very important for us to have because our lines are relatively thin, so the enemy will infiltrate, so we go and send them home. So that's basically our job. If you like to participate in our group, in the 31 Brigade, you're welcome to do a pre-selection. This will go 2 weeks, so we will select you, you will select us or not. If you can't participate in Falcon Group, we will find another position in the brigade for you, I'm sure. We have plenty. So what we offer from the brigade is we have open communication, no corruption. We have modern NATO standards.
He's very anti-corruption, which is great, right? Everybody should be anti-corruption. Taras is very anti-corruption.
Doctrine. The communication ways which we have in the brigade, from normal soldier to brigade commander, is not more than 48 hours. So if it's necessary to contact brigade command. Even a normal soldier can do this within 2 days. It's not allowed for example, to hinder a soldier to do so or whatever. We go by command line. That's normal because we are an army. Most of the problems which we will see, we fix in around 2 days. So we offer also in our unit, in the whole brigade, law service. So if there is any issues with migration, for example, if you like to bring your family to Ukraine, if you like to become citizen of Ukraine,
That's
if
cool.
you need a permanent stay, all this is provided from brigade. So you just need to ask. So we are basically one of the modern brigades in Ukraine. We do not work by our Soviet doctrine. We don't do that. If you go to operation with Falcon Group and you're ground commander, this means you command a small group of 5. So you will take all decisions. Upper command, like HQ, will provide you with information. So that means you can work in here in the brigade, in, for example, a special forces unit, like you wish. It will be a picture of yourself.
So almost similar to Gore in a sense that you have your little team, you report to the brigade, say you get a tasking basically same as the units in Gore did. You get a tasking, say, hey, we need you to take this village, and then you put that mission together. You report back to brigade, say, here's what we're going to do. We need your help with this. We need drone assets. We need counter battery. We need this kind of shit. And then they let you know if they can support you on that op.
You do, what you learn, what you fight for, this will be a mirror of yourself. It's not that we make you. You will make your way here in the Falcon Group. So if you're eager to come over to Ukraine, don't hesitate, just buy a ticket and come here. Contact 31 Brigade, apply for Falcon Special Forces, ask for me or Pablo, and you're in pre-selection.
Fuck.
That's it.
So this is cool, man. I mean, I know absolutely nothing. I know as much about this unit now as you do, because we just saw the same thing. But what I do know is Taras. And like I told you at the beginning of this channel, is I would only recommend you guys units that I've either been in, served near, adjacent to, or I trust somebody who's in that unit. I do trust Taras, so it's worth checking out. Also, there's 2 other units that I'm currently recommending, full on recommending, and that is Wave Raid, which is the maritime operating group. It's a subunit of the Gore team Trident. It's called Wave Raid. Very cool. I know the guys there, very professional. And then Omega Team. Omega Team is also a Gore team. They do a lot of high-speed ops, and I'll be showing footage from both of those teams in the coming days because I am recommending them. They're sending me stuff. They already have some stuff published, so we'll watch that. But feel free to check this out too, man. 31st. I do like the fact that he's got 1st Battalion Legion. He implemented it into their chevron or into their crest. I was in 1st Battalion, so it's cool to see. You know, the Legion may not have been the best military outfit for foreigners. I think most people who served in the Legion can say the same thing, but still, we served there. There's still some element of pride. It's cool to see the 1st Bat emblem up there. All right. Let's jump over to Achilles, Unmanned Systems Team, or Brigade.
Friends, I wish you strong, unwavering Cossack health. Good day to you all. Glory to Ukraine. Let's sum up the results of January 2026. The 429th Achilles Brigade continues to remain in the top 10 among the defense forces of Ukraine and in the top 5 among the unmanned systems forces in terms of the number of enemy targets detected, struck, and destroyed on the battlefield. Our brave pilots carry out missions in the Kupiansk, Vovchansk, Pokrovsk, and Zaporizhzhia directions. A total of 16,244 combat sorties were carried out. We take the controls and rise into the sky. In January, air defense crews successfully intercepted and shot down 133 enemy drones, including Shaheds and Gerans. Friends, it is absolutely clear that the enemy is a scoundrel of the highest order. They waited for these frosts, which were truly unprecedented in the last 4 years. in order to launch massive strikes on our critical and energy infrastructure, aiming to plunge Ukrainians into darkness. What is the enemy counting on? That Ukrainians will start fleeing from our homeland, that we will begin to engage in bitter infighting among ourselves and turn against one another and go for each other's throats to negotiate, to persuade our military and political leadership saying, let's sign anything just to make this terrible nightmare finally come to an end. But once again, the enemy has completely miscalculated. Ukrainians are not like that. In difficult situations, no, we always unite, supporting our loved ones, helping each other, and reaching out to those who truly and deeply need it. We must remember that the military is a part of society that wins the battle. It is always and forever the people, the entire nation who triumph in the war. Thank you, indomitable ones, for the work you do. Thank you for supporting the defense forces. In connection with the expansion of the regiment to a brigade, we invite you to take up arms and join the 429th Achilles Brigade. The hottest positions are interceptor drone pilots. They will be filled very quickly, because everyone wants to protect our skies. Also, NRK pilots, because logistics is the lifeblood of war, and because logistics is life. And of course, there are a number of unique vacancies that will give you the opportunity.
It's interesting, he said drone interceptor pilots are the #1 sought after position. I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought like FPV pilots, drone drop pilot, or bomber drone pilots. But I will say, man, drone interceptors are definitely in the top 3 most important combat related teams in Ukraine, in my opinion. Obviously, I have no metrics on that, but I know just personally, firsthand experience, like when you're on the ground, you're moving to a position as an infantryman or an assaulter or whatever, and you've got a team of guys who are looking over you, and they're going to try to intercept the FPVs that are going to come try to eviscerate you. It makes you feel like Iron Man. Not to the point where you make stupid decisions, but it just makes you so much more confident in your movements and your operating ability.
Opportunity to strike the enemy with drones both on the front line of combat and deep within the territory of the Russian occupier. So my friends, grab your personal computers or mobile phones, get online right now, search for the Achilles Army, fill out the official application, and stand with us shoulder to shoulder. We will train you, provide you with everything you need, and create the conditions necessary for us to accomplish our main mission, to destroy the enemy and win the right for the Ukrainian nation to live, and together with victory, return to our families. Lightly armored and armored enemy vehicles. The enemy uses it only in priority sectors under unfavorable weather conditions in order to quickly and efficiently deploy their manpower to the front line of combat. It's not often that you see it on the battlefield these days. You might ask, has the equipment run out? Not at all. This is the effective work of the Ukrainian Defense Forces drones. This month, we managed to destroy and damage 7 units of lightly armored and armored vehicles. In addition, it's important to work proactively. The enemy will definitely move out in unfavorable weather conditions, so we must mine dangerous routes in advance. Almost 300 mines have been laid, and we've also prepared the battlefield from an engineering standpoint so the enemy can't slip through. We continue to give the enemy artillery a hard time. This month, our specialized drones managed to successfully hit a unique self-propelled artillery unit, the Koksan of North Korean manufacture, which is widely considered to be one of the longest range systems in the world. Enemy artillery simply can't hide from the precision drones of the 429th Separate Assault Brigade, Achilles. And to all of you, our dear friends, we sincerely thank you for your support in making sure we always have them ready. Logistics continues to be the lifeblood of war. The enemy is currently using literally everything at their disposal. Cargo trucks, passenger cars, ATVs, motorcycles, buggies, horses, donkeys, and even so-called camels are all being sent into battle. These are specialized Russian Special Forces soldiers who must carry everything necessary for combat on their own backs directly to the frontline positions. What does this indicate? It indicates that Ukrainian drones are working effectively and the enemy cannot move as they wish. They are constantly forced
Little triple action there.
to hide and move around. So the enemy resorts to technological solutions as well. In recent weeks, we have observed a substantial and noticeable surge in the enemy's use of robotic ground systems. They come in a wide variety of different forms. Some are wheeled, while others are tracked, but absolutely none of them have managed to hide from our reconnaissance drones. We detect and effectively destroy them, responding to changes in the situation along the line of contact. That is why the 429th Achilles Brigade is also actively switching to logistical UGVs. More than 70% of positions are supplied specifically by ground robotic systems. Throughout the course of the past month, 108 tons of cargo have been transported and delivered to various active combat positions. The enemy is also currently operating like a rabid squirrel. They drag additional ammunition, fuel and lubricants, as well as other items needed to carry out combat missions into every burrow. We search carefully, we strike precisely. It's always interesting to talk about and watch tanks and artillery burning, drones being shot down, but few pay attention to the equally important means of electronic intelligence, electronic warfare, radio technical reconnaissance, and of course the communication equipment the enemy uses to try to ensure effective command of their troops. Because communication equipment is the tool and foundation of military command, we are effectively dismantling that critical infrastructure. This month, we finally managed to catch up with Boris Lipsko. Look how absolutely beautiful it is, from this one side, from the very other side, and again, just to make sure he definitely doesn't leave the battlefield. We are also developing our own infrastructure, we have specialized units, and we invite you to join them. The leprous squirrel is seeking shelter for its tail on the battlefield. But things are simply not working out, and here's the reason why. In January, the dedicated fighters of the 429th Achilles Brigade successfully targeted and destroyed 1,627 enemy shelters. Of these structures, 167 were specifically identified as shelters for enemy pilots, who are a priority target for our operations. They are the ones who accompany the infantry, precisely adjust artillery, and strike drone fire, and guide aircraft equipped with guided bombs. My friends, when there is nowhere left to hide, and when there are no safe shelters available, it leads to tragic consequences like these. Now, let's move on to the section called Upirpati. And now, we have finally arrived at our very last point, which is certainly just as important as everything else we have discussed so far today. It is absolutely crucial that we do not overlook this final element, as it serves as the cornerstone for the entire project we are undertaking. When you consider all the factors involved, this concluding piece of the puzzle often provides the most impact on the overall outcome. We must give it the full attention and careful consideration it deserves to ensure that our final results are as successful and robust as possible. So, without further ado, let us take a deep dive into this final topic to understand its nuances, its implications, and the vital role it plays in the broader context of our goal. This last step is not merely an afterthought, but a vital component that ties every single preceding detail together into a cohesive and powerful whole that will drive our future success forward in ways we are only just beginning to fully realize and appreciate. Good Russians. In January, the 429th Achilles Brigade put 497 occupiers out of action, almost a whole battalion. Of those, 244 were irretrievable losses, gone to hell for good. After such action, it might seem that the enemy is eliminated with ease, but in reality it is difficult, disciplined, and courageous work. This is a result achieved by the pilots of the Achilles Brigade through blood and sweat. Let's talk about the SBS in general. SBS is a system that really works. We actually account for only 2% of the troops, but every third target in this conflict is eliminated by drones from the specialized unmanned systems units. We are immensely grateful to all the defense forces for their support, assistance, guidance, training, and for carrying out combat missions together. We are grateful to the Ukrainian people, and I am endlessly thankful to every single member of the Achilles Brigade. Incredible, the very best. Hey there, friends, please go to achilles.army, fill out the application form, and join our growth.
Dude, that was sick. I don't know if Achilles has availability for foreigners. I genuinely don't. I can look into it, but either way, very cool. Achilles is another unit who has gained a lot of momentum and popularity, specifically within the last year, I would say. We've seen units like 3rd Assault Brigade that blew up when the full-scale invasion kicked off because of how aggressive they were, how effective they were, the battles that they took in and held their ground. Achilles As far as the drone side of things or unmanned system side of things, very much the same. Just later on in the war, like I said, like a year ago, I started hearing about Achilles, and they are way bigger now than they were when I first started hearing about them. So it's cool to see them kind of blowing up. They're obviously getting big enough to where they've got the finances to make videos like this. I mean, it doesn't take a ton of money to make a video like this. Hey, babe. Bruce trying to get into the cabinet. Doesn't take a lot of money to make videos like this, but you have to have a people. You have to have people that want to come to join your unit in order to make these videos. So there's obviously a want, and I don't know. It's cool to see it working out for these guys. So I'd love to learn more about Achilles. Let me know what you guys know about Achilles down in the comments. Anyways, that's cool. We'll leave it at that. We don't have to drag it on. Again, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. Road to 100,000. Grab you some merch, man. Link in description. Our new website's down there. Very, very cool. I should have also tagged some of our products throughout the video or at the beginning. And that's all I got. I love you guys. Wave Raid, Omega, and definitely check them out. And that new Brigade we just showed at the beginning, 31st. Check them out if you want. Love you guys. We'll see you in the next video.